Hello and welcome to Let's Ride. It's a little new series. I'm just out for a ride. It's the end of March 2023, sorry. And yeah, I thought I'd go out and record a few episodes and just have a nice ride out. It's been very wintry for a long time in the UK. Just keeps stretching on and on and on, and it's been a bit cold and dark for doing more recordings. I actually haven't recorded a single episode of anything really since August. I think I did a soapbox at some point, but that's about it. That's just like doing some voice and then dubbing it over like a video that I have driving, some old B-roll. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick jaunt around the peaks. I've just left Ripley, which is very near Nottingham. It's like 10 miles from my house, and I'm just gonna go for a bit of a ride. I'm not gonna record a whole lot. I think I've got like 6 episodes planned today because I was like, oh, you know, I'll just do a plan, you know, in the run up to it, and it'll be fine. And then I got to like yesterday and I was like, oh, I haven't done Let's Ride plan yet. I was like, okay, I'll do this route because I know it reasonably well, and it's quite nice, and I haven't recorded a whole lot of it. And then I made the plan and was like, oh, this is like 6 episodes. It's disappointing, and they're not very long either. I guess it just got used to like the around Europe stuff where it's like, oh yeah, you know, this is just like an hour-long episode, and there's 7 of them in the day. Yeah, you know, totally. No. This is like a 3-hour ride, I think. You might stretch out to 4, I guess. But, yeah. What I will do is I will do today, and then I'll plan like a second route that hits some different roads and just do it in the same series. I'm probably going to release them on a lazier schedule. If you watched the end of Around Europe, you'll know that my camera broke, and I haven't checked to see if it's working, but I do in fact have 2 identical GoPro Hero 5s. So this is my backup camera that I didn't have with me on my Euro tour. Yeah. So in this episode, we are going to head over towards Matlock and then up past Chesterfield House. We're not going to stick around for all of this traffic because it's lame. And it's just going to be a chill ride. I guess some updates about what's been going on in my life. Maybe you might enjoy listening to me nattering on about that. I don't know. And then we're gonna go a bit further north from there. We're gonna go up the Hope Valley to Lady Bar, and then there's like a road that you could take from there up around to the Woodhead Pass, which we're going to take. We're not doing Snakes Pass today. That's kind of the natural one, is to head up to Lady Bar and go over the Snakes Pass, but I recorded Snakes Pass on the way to NC 500, and yeah, like, I don't want to just record it again. I know we'll end up at some point recording it again, just not today. I think it's a bit too soon. Although, that being said, I do have a big project in the works that is going to cover some territory that I have previously recorded very recently. This section actually is quite low speed limits, if you're wondering why we're not like hoofing it. And they have lots of signs up about ooh, the VFR 1200 and a Pan American. Nice. Yeah, they have a lot of signs up saying it's patrolled and they have helicopters and stuff. And I don't know how true that is, you know. It can be hard to tell sometimes. But we're gonna stick to it. We'll stick to it today. We'll be good citizens. Do I want to give my spiel now? I'll give my spiel now. Go on. I grew up in a rural community, and I noticed that a lot of motorcyclists love to blast through little villages as if they are a giant inconvenience, and you know, they'll rev their engines a lot, they make a lot of noise, and they're ripping through. It's kind of dangerous, to be honest. But I like doing that because it's not very nice for the people who live there, because we are guests in our community. And to us, their town is an inconvenience. To them, like, that's their little town square with their main street where they go, like, to walk the dog or go to the shops or just hang out on a bench in the green. And you should respect that. And you should keep your speed down to whatever they have posted, because that is only fair. You wouldn't like it if you had a nice little village green that you just wanted to enjoy, or if you wanted to cross the road to get to the shops and you had like a bunch of Harleys just sitting there revving their stupid potato noise, or a bunch of guys on ninjas flying through at 45 miles an hour. It's not okay. Don't do it. So that's my preachy bit out of the way early on. Probably put a bunch of people off this video by doing that, but you know, bye. Yeah. After Woodhead Pass, just to return to the train of thought, after Woodhead Pass, we are going to go to Glossop. I will probably do a charge at Glossop. I don't necessarily need to. Kind of one of the things with going up into the mountains is it tends to slow you down. Partially because you're stuck behind cars like this, but also partially because like the roads get a bit technical. You don't want to take them too spicily. And that actually extends the range, believe it or not. But that being said, although I know I could do this route on like one charge, I also just kind of prefer to do a charge midway. You know, stop, get off the bike, stretch my legs, grab a cup of tea or a coffee or something, a little croissant, and do a charge while I'm at it, and then I don't have to be like getting home on 10% with like the low power stuff that happens when you get down to 10%. It's just nicer. So we will be doing a charge at Glossop if the charger's working. Then from Glossop we go down to Buxton. We'll take the A6 back over to Bakewell, into Roseley, and from Roseley we're going to take some back roads back to Ripley. Those back roads I have filmed before, but on this occasion we will be doing it in the other direction. Overtake these guys? Do it. Yeah! This is quite a nice little sort of windy road. Be a bit nicer if I could press on a little, but you know, we got an old timer And it goes to somewhere really nice. So there's like a local bike haunt. Is haunt the word? It's a weird word for it. It is a word that people use though. It's kind of a place bikers go. It's quite near Nottingham. It's quite near Sheffield. I guess it's a bit further from Sheffield. It's quite near Derby as well. And it just seems to be, for whatever reason, a place that motorcycles have agreed, yeah, this is a good place to go. So we're just going to roll through there. And that's where this road goes. Not really. Not really. So, yeah, I guess. I do have some talking points written down here. I have bought the tank bag that I don't like, just because I could put my show notes on it. So I do have a few things to chat about as we roll along. It's not just all rambling. I'm going to do it here. I guess we'll start with the VFR. I talked about the VFR a whole bunch. I talked about like not knowing what I'm going to do with it, the fact that it's broken, and I'm not very good at fixing it. I didn't sorn it, but I didn't MOT it. You don't have to sorn it if it's just missing an MOT. You do still have to tax and insure it. But you could just not MOT it as long as you aren't riding it, like as long as it's off the road. So I did that, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because I don't really, like after the Euro Tour, I don't have a use for it. That was really like the big thing. Like, you know, I wasn't sure if I would need it for like that kind of big tour stuff. And I guess apart from motorway hauls, which I would only really be forced into if I was doing stuff with friends and they would just want to like yeet somewhere. I don't really have a use for it, and that's such a niche use for it that like it doesn't really feel all that worth it. So then I had a birthday party in January. January's not when my birthday is, but you know, holding a birthday party in December is so hard. So I had a birthday party, and one of my friends was like, "How much do you want for the VFR?" And I was like, "A number," and he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, this number comes with caveats because this is broken, that's broken, but I have these bits for it. I'm not sure what these bits are, etc, etc, etc. We went through all of the stuff, and he was like, "Let me think about it." And then he came back and he bought it like a couple of weeks later. Took it off to a workshop where his partner works. And yeah, I went down and I like hung out with them while they fixed all of the things that were wrong with the VFR, which is something that I really struggled to be able to do. I'm just not that good at like wrenching and stuff. And now the VFR is riding again, just with someone else, so that's great. I'm really happy about that. Yeah. This is Matlock, Bath. And this is where all of the motorcyclists come to hang out. It's kind of like a little sort of touristy spa town. It's got like all up there, there's a river over there. But Usually Saturdays and Sundays there aren't cars here, simply because there are too many motorbikes for cars to be able to park. This is normally all lined with motorbikes. There's a motorbike gear shop just there. This is more like what you get here. There's all these motorbikes. You can see some cool stuff here sometimes. And then you got the river over there. Got this nice bridge. It's kind of like a Victorian spa town, where if you didn't want to go to the seaside, you come up into the mountains. Well, mountains, more like hills, I guess, but yeah, it's the way people refer to them. You can go across the bridge and like go for walks and stuff. It's really cool, and it's quite pretty. One of the reasons it's quite pretty is because it's all stone. It's not just like big expanses of brick. It's got like some detailing, some decoration, these nice colourful awnings. It's really nice. This is Matlock, Bath. It is generally kind of heavy traffic though. Let's see if we can get around some of these guys. If not, I'm just gonna cut the video and pick it up on the other side, because I'm gonna do that a little bit down the road anyway. But yeah, that's a place where like you meet up with your friends when you're going for a ride out type of thing. You have a cup of tea and then you get on the road. But yeah, the VFR, it's gone. But it's gone to a good home. It's being appreciated, which is what I kind of wanted for it. I didn't want it to just go to scrap. I wanted it to be enjoyed. Because it's only got like 50,000 on it. So there's plenty of life in that bike. It just needed a little bit of electronic work and a new exhaust. And yeah, like, I was absolutely right about what was wrong with it electronically. I'm really happy about that. It needed one of the connectors rebuilding. One of the wires in the connector had absolutely corroded to all hell. And when I looked it up, it was the wire that provides power to basically all of the relays. So what would happen is you put the indicators on, and that would put too much draw on the wire for the like corroded mess that it was. And what would happen is one of the relays on that wire is the fuel pump. So that relay would click off, and then the bike would just turn off. So I was right, and it's really cool to be right. But the VFR is no longer my problem, although it is with a friend, so I could visit it now and then. This is a lot of... I guess there is some roadworks in the middle of Matlock, so that's probably what all of this traffic is. They have like the relief road blocked off, and you have to go through the middle of the town. But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to do a quick cut to the other side of Darley-Dale. And we're back. Welcome back. We've just come through Darley-Dale. This whole sort of area here is a bit just kind of built up. It's not very interesting to ride through. That's why I was gonna sort of cut it out. That massive queue, by the way, was because the traffic light was broken. They had a temporary traffic light in, and it was just red, just stuck at red. Cool. But now we're on the way up. Yeah, what was I talking about? I sold the VFR. So yeah, now I have an all electric garage. I literally just have this. Don't have a car, don't have a petrol bike, I just have this electric bike. And it's honestly not a problem. Like a lot of people think that's a problem, it's really not. I don't have a problem with it at all. I use this thing to go up and down to the shops. I don't really commute, but it would be pretty good for commuting if I did. I plug it in every now and then in my garage. And I can take it out on long rides, and I can even tour in it, as I proved with your tour. Here we go. This is Rosalie. We're going to turn off the A6 here. We'll be back here later, don't worry. This is going to take us up past Chatsworth House. There's a really cool road. I think it's that one. Yeah, I think it's that one. We're going to go up there later. Okay. Yeah. This thing just does everything I need. And yeah, like I don't have a car, which I think surprises a lot of people. Because I don't really need a car. It'd be nice. I could certainly find uses for a car. I used to own a car. I used to own a car specifically to complement my motorbike. But what I found is, owning a car is expensive. And owning any car that I want, and that particularly owning any car that complements a motorcycle, is just too expensive to bother with. And like, especially because having gone electric with my motorbike, I don't really want to go out and buy like a diesel car or an electric car or whatever. And that just makes things more expensive, because electric cars are expensive, especially good ones. It is annoying sometimes that, you know, there are things that I might need to move. Like maybe I wanted to bring a fursuit somewhere. It's a bit awkward to bring a fursuit on a motorbike. I want to go to a con that's not particularly far away or whatever. I want to do an IKEA run, that kind of stuff. But for most of that stuff, I just rent. There's like a rental car place, like about 5 minutes walk from my house. So that's what I do for most of that. I'll like rent a car for a day, or sometimes like some places have hourly van rental, which is really, really handy. And I'll do that. So, yeah, I have an all-electric garage with just this electric motorbike in it. And it does everything I need it to, basically. I actually want to stop using it for going to the shop. The main issue there is, like, the shops that are quite nearby that I could maybe walk to suck. But I could cycle to the shop that I normally go to in roughly the same time that I could drive there. It'd be a little bit slower, but not like so much that I would care. Like I'm already going out and going to the shop. It's going to take time to get around the shop, buy everything, and then, you know, some days I go to a second shop nearby just because, you know, you can't get everything under one roof. So, yeah, I want to get a bicycle to complement my motorcycle. Weirdly enough, mainly just for like doing the shop run. probably what I will get is like a backfeeds. It's like a Dutch style bicycle where between the handlebars and the front wheel there's like this big long sort of tub. You can fill it up with cargo, put children in it, that kind of thing. Not that I have any children to put in it. But that would be basically perfect for my shopping needs. For a lot of stuff, like just like getting around in Nottingham or whatever, I just take the bus or use the train. There's a bus stop like just around the corner from my house. There's a tram stop like less than 10 minutes walk away. If I want to go climbing, I like to go climbing once a week. That's like a little bit past the tram stop. If I want to go to the gym or take a swim in the pool, it's like another 10-minute walk in a slightly different direction. Like, I think if you're watching this from the other side of the pond, like from America, you might be like, what? But yeah, no. If you build your land use around like walking and taking public transport and cycling, these kind of things become way more possible. I really prefer it that way. I don't like everything being somewhere that I drive to get to. It's one of the reasons why I want to not drive to the shop. But that's kind of where my garage is at. I'm not a big fan of coming this way. And kind of one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of coming this way is it's just like this. It's a bit slow. Because this is all like private sort of country estate stuff. Exactly the sort of people who don't like people driving through for leisure purposes unless they're being stately and respectable. Kind of why I don't come this way. If you go around the other side of that hill over there, there's some like different nicer roads where I came up with the NC 500 trip. One issue that I'm gonna have here is that I don't know if you noticed, I've not got any Google directions. That's because Google is turned off. I vaguely know all of this area, but I'm not too sure on some of the turns. However, getting Google to correctly direct me on this particular journey without having to stop everywhere to be like, yes, next step, it's just annoying. So we're gonna try Stonewolf navigation this time, because that's gonna work. I've kind of had enough of this now. What do we got? We got Wetros van. And we're coming into a 30. I think we're going left somewhere up here. Yeah. And that'll take us to Calver. Not that they're going to put a sign for that or anything, you know. These guys. Oh, there is a sign for Calver. Nice. Whoop. In distinctly smaller type than the other two. So, yeah. Of course, my garage is attached to my house. And, that's a whole another set of updates. But I think we will save that for next episode. Because Calver's not too far away. We don't want to launch into something straight off. And like I start on, and then you guys have to wait a week for me to finish the sentence. So we'll just enjoy this nice bit of countryside. Maybe. It's a bit too close. Somebody's been angle grinding. Nobody wants to be stuck in traffic like that. And a tornado. Is this Calver? I think this is Calver. Because the sign's for Frogget and Kerbar. Yeah, this is Calver. So, if you enjoyed this episode, give it a like. If you've got something to say, drop a comment. If you did enjoy the episode, go check out some of my other videos. You might like them too. And if you do, you know, consider subscribing. Just a little subscribe. Hit the bell. And of course, if you would like to reward me for entertaining you today, you can find my coffee link in the description below. Bye bye.